Like I always gotta like test and make sure I can dance. I mean, I think everybody should have a way that they, you know, express themselves creatively, whether it's through music, reading, writing, journaling. Here's what we're looking at so far. No, it's not done yet. Hey everyone, it's Teresa, aka Teresa Slay, owner of See The Slay Fashion House, and you're watching See The Slay TV. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the show. So in today's episode of Making the Dress, we are going to be covering this all black dress I'm going to be making called Obsidian Opulence for my cousin's pre-wedding party on November 1st. Today is October 11th, 5/23. This is gonna be so scattered. I'm so sorry. Let me show you what I'm working with. Because I made the drawing. Why is it called Obsidian Opulence? You guys are gonna see. It's an all black. It's an all black party. This is what it looks like. I'll put an image on the screen as well. Probably here, so you guys can see what it looks like. So. I have this hole here. I can use that for like the yoke and the sleeves. So then no gloves. I forgot I wanted to do gloves. So I was gonna bring out my black velvet gloves because up till now I bought these in the event that I was gonna use it for. I ended up not using it because I forgot to pack it. So I wanted to bring it out now. But looking at this style, I think I'm gonna do without the gloves. So I bought this beaded applique and I thought these beads were sewn on, but it turns out they are glued on. I got this off of Amazon, and the material for the skirt will be the material that I used, the leftover material that I used from my 26th birthday dress that I made last year. So let me just show you guys this. You're not on my tripod. I'll just do it with one hand. So it's a beaded applique with a lot of detailing on it. It's really pretty. So this part will be like on my bust, like this, and then this will be over the bust. So this will be I'm not gonna close this up, but this one I'm gonna have to cover up because like this can't be exposed like that. So it's going to be, I'm gonna make a corset. I'm going to first strap this with muslin. So I have my muslin here. I'm going to pin some of it on my, I'm gonna pin this first, the applique to my mannequin. I'll pin that, and then I'll pin the muslin on top so I can figure out how I'm gonna go about with the top, the sides, the back, and all of that. Okay, so here's what I have so far. So this is like the dart that I made in the front. This is my selvage. You know, we gotta be on the grain. Here's my dart in the back. So here's gonna be like my center back, side of front, center front. From full length is 20 inches. And then of course I took into account like the closure in the back so that I don't have bulging. It is gonna be like a corset closure, so like there'll be eyelets and all that. Yeah, I just like outlined the beading here onto here. I just drew it out so like the top part will still be like on its own, but then this part will be here. I just like felt around for the beads and just trace on top of it. And I marked my dart so that when it's time for me to cut it out, I know like where exactly I'm cutting. So like this will just be like discarded. Oh, I haven't touched this camera in forever. Hey everybody. So I think in the last clip, you saw me pinning this on here. This has stayed on here since then. Today is October 23rd. I don't know when the last time I did anything related to this dress was. But right now, this event is next week Saturday. I'm just at the table. I'm making the skirt portion first. So I'm going to work with my satin. This is called, I think it's called hard satin, and I got it from Kiki Textiles. So I'm gonna start with the selvage. The selvage is up here. I've been taking a sewing class, so I'm like learning all these terms. So I learned about like grain and like, cutting like straight grain and cross grain. So you can't just fold fabric and cut it anyhow. You have to like do it like in a certain way. So here's the selvage. My battery's about to die. See you guys later. Yay! New day. Camera battery charge. Light on. So in the last clip you saw that all my pieces were cut. That was, I think, yesterday. I think it was yesterday that I last worked on this thing. Okay, so cool. So now I'm going to put the top pieces to the side and focus only on the skirt. I want to complete that today. So I have the material for the skirt. As I mentioned before, I got this material last year. This is from Kiki Textiles. This material I used to make my birthday dress last year. So I'm using it for this all black party as well as which is also doubling as my birthday dress for this year. So this is what it looks like. It's sequined and it has this pattern on it. So if I start from the selvage, which is here, I think it's like double selvage. I can't tell because like this and this, like it's the same pattern on both the top part and the bottom part. If you look at it like this, you see that there's clear lace here and then the little squiggly sequin here. I want the skirt to start where this squiggly satin part starts. So I would cut this part off and only start here, but I'm gonna cut it straight. So this part will still be exposed, but the lining will also be here, so it's not gonna be like too showy. So if I start it at my waist like that, it's long enough to, even when I'm wearing heels, it still touches the ground. So yeah, I'm going to fold this in half and cut out the skirt. This should definitely be enough material for my skirt. So let's go ahead and get this process started. Okay, so here's where I'm at so far. I hemmed the bottom of my skirt, as you can see. Yes. And then I mirrored my seam, because my goal is to actually have this touching my skin. So the skirt's gonna look like this. This will be on the outside part, but then it doesn't really matter like if it's shiny or not, because when I put it underneath this, you can't even tell. Like, okay, here's how it looks with the shiny part facing the outside. Here it is with my hand. Can you even see it with my hand? Okay, let's look at this part. Follow this part right here. This is how it looks with my hand behind it. This is how it looks with the shiny part behind it. This is how it looks with the not shiny part behind it. You can't tell, so it's like I want the shiny part to be touching me. so I finished sewing the main part of my skirt. As you can see, my bottoms align at each seam, and then this one aligns here, but then the tops don't. So you see, like, this one is like slightly longer, this one is okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this so that it matches. So now I'm gonna join everything, right sides facing each other. So remember, this is the right side and this is the right side, not this. I'm join them at the top and I'm gonna stitch it. Now it's like this, and then this part is facing like that, which is what I didn't want. Seam upper. Okay, so I closed up my zipper, my skirt, and I put the zipper on. Here's what I got so far. Trying it on. Here's the back. Here's the invisible zipper. I hope you guys can see it. Let me put my lid on. Hey. I think I did a really good job with this. Normally I shy away from invisible zippers, but I'm trying to go into, like, you know, higher skill designing, and I'm also taking a sewing course. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that. Hey, I'm pretty sure I told you guys that I'm doing this sewing course. And obviously, when you're doing couture, you have to do invisible zippers. So yeah. So I'm slip in the back. I can, like, you know, bend down and dance. Like, I always gotta, like, test and make sure I can dance. I can, like, pick something off the ground. So yeah, this is my skirt. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, nice and sparkly. And as you can see, even though it's not fully lined, it like, you can't even tell. You can only tell, like, towards the bottom, because you can, like, obviously see my ankles. But let's do the top. So I finished pinning this from the bottom to the top. This is the front main piece. Just testing it against here. This is the hard satin that I'm going to use for the lining. So let me sew the main fabric first. I'm going to iron. No, this is hard satin. I don't need to iron interface into it because it's already hard. I'm going to get the padding and boning. So let me do the front pieces first. Alright. Here's what I have so far for the top. Is this, like, my basic style? Yeah, like, I follow my basic techniques. You guys can check out my other videos. I'll probably put them in the cards over here, so you can have an idea of how I do my bustiers. I haven't put any bones in yet, but I did put the padding in. And here's the padding. I don't put too much padding just because, like, I'm not that heavy chested, and then if I want to, I can always wear, like, a pasty bra if I need to. But yeah, I backstitched, pressed it, so this is how it is. It's not supposed to be, like, all the way up here, because if you can tell by the design of the applique, if you can tell by the design of the applique, it's not, like, all the way up here. It's like that, and then the applique, like, the rest of it comes up here, and then the yoke will be up here. But for right now, I'm kind of tired. I did the back. I closed off the back. I had to trim off a little bit because it was a bit too big and I wanted it to be a bit snatched. So yeah, now this is, like, my style. So I'm gonna hang this up. I already hung up my skirt. I like how much progress I'm making. My next step is to add the boning, close the bottom, add the eyelets. We'll do silver eyelets for this one, and then the yoke has to go next. Because I think tacking the applique to this would be, like, the last step. Like, this needs to be complete. The applique is, like, the final step. But for right now, I like the progress. I'm gonna hang this up. And yeah, see you guys in the next clip. Hello, hello. It's been a minute. I don't remember the last time I filmed. I want to say it was sometime last week. Today is October 29th. It's like 5 o'clock, 5:30. What time is it? Okay, 5:49. So I think last I showed you guys saw me close up this skirt. The skirt is basically done at this point. Right now I'm doing the top. I am making the bone casings for the channels in the back. I just finished that. And I'm going to put the bones in. I'm gonna put the bones in, close up the bottom, and then put in the eyelets, and then attach the top to the skirt. And then once that's done, I'm gonna put it back on my mannequin. Because now, like, the main part is basically done. I just have to put on the yoke, the sleeves, and then I got the organza for the wrists. I got it through Amazon Prime. I ordered it like last night. It came in like an hour ago. So here's the organza for my sleeves. I don't plan on doing everything today. My goal is to finish everything tomorrow, and then do the photo shoot Friday. The event is Saturday. Because I learned from Frances Theodore. She's this YouTuber I watch. She's Nigerian. I realized, like, she doesn't do her main content the day of the event. She will do it the day before, like make sure that she's well, you know, well put together, she's calm, and then post it. Instead of rushing the day of the event, you're running late, everybody's under pressure, and now you barely have time to get the content. Like, it's so smart to get your content for your event the day before. Or if you're gonna do it the day of, make sure you give yourself ample time to get your content in. So what I'm gonna do, because Saturday is jam-packed for me, I'm going to do my content on a Friday morning before I go to work, 2 to 10. But yeah, my goal for today is to have the yoke and the sleeves done, and the wrist thing too. That way tomorrow all I have to do is tack on the applique and be done. So let's see how much work I can get done today. Let me finish with this top. Should I film it? I don't know. I feel like you guys have seen me do it before, so I'll come back in the next clip. I hate when this camera does that. But anyways, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add extra bonings under the bust area. So like I added one here. I want it to be like invisible, I guess. So it's only gonna be seen on the inside. So I only did like stitch it on the stitch it on the seam, on the lining piece, as you can see. Oh yeah, I also ironed interfacing because I really want this thing to have more structure compared to the type of bustiers I normally make. So I ironed interfacing to the inner part, to the lining, and I'm adding boning. So I did one here. I cut a duplicate piece. I'm gonna put it on the opposite side. Oh, would you look at that? I closed the seam with the interfacing. How fantastic. I'll just have to stitch it on top. I'll do that. I put the bones in this side, as you can see. Gave it some nice shape and structure. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I just pressed it. I haven't sewn it yet, but I want you guys to see like how I do these things. So I just folded. This is actually the front. This is the back. I folded the thing forward. I could have made a bias, but I don't feel like it. So what I'm going to do, I just folded the bottom front because like the back was a bit longer than the front, so I just folded it forward and it looks very neat. I press it. By the time I finish stitching it, it's gonna look very neat. Hey, I'm making the eyelets for the corset. I'm actually doing these 1 inch apart. Normally when I do them 2 inches, but this time I'm doing 1 inch. So I put my tape, oh, I hope it's focused. Oh my gosh, I hope it's focused. I think it's focused. Okay, I put my tape at the very top, and I always start off 1/2 inch away from the top. Now normally I do every 2 inches, but this time I want to do something a little different. I want to be a little extra, and I'm going to do every 1 inch. So mark, and then every 1/2 inch. So here's half, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. I make a little mark, and then I'm going to take my soldering iron and make a hole, put in my eyelets. I'm doing silver. From there I will attach this to the skirt. So yeah, just demonstrating my process. I already did it on this side, and this is what it looks like. As you can tell, it's going to be very busy, but I want to be extra. So yeah, see you next clip. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Are you guys seeing this? Hey. Oh my gosh. Here's the back. It won't zip all the way, but it doesn't matter. Will you see the front? Oh my gosh. Yes. Next day, October 30th. You can tell I'm in a rush. I have the tool. I put everything here. I actually tried this dress on and it fits really good. So it looks really pretty. I can't wait. I'm really excited. But this thing needs to be done by tomorrow. I have my sewing class in like half an hour. After that, we have a dance practice because we're going to be dancing at her party. After that, I have my Able lesson. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So I'm going to put the yoke. I'm going to draft the yoke. And then I'm also going to make the sleeves. I'm praying I can get this done before I leave. At least a majority of it done before I leave. So I have the black tulle here. I pinned everything here. So first I'm going to start with the yoke. Then I will copy the sleeve that I already have onto another piece of paper. I think I'm going to need to make two. Because I'm going to like sew the tulle on the paper and then rip off the paper. That way I have the ruche sleeve effect. You guys will see. Let's start. Friday, October 31st. Happy Halloween if you celebrate. I don't. So I'm just like testing out how I'm gonna go about the sleeve. I did like a little, I used one sleeve to like test it out, see how I'm gonna do it, see how it looks. I seen some like shorts on YouTube that show like people sewing it on paper and then ripping the paper off. So I sewed it on the paper. So remember, this is only one half of the sleeve. I put the tulle flat, sewed it from top to bottom. Then I folded it in half and then just trimmed off the excess. That way I have my whole sleeve here. So I'm just removing the pins. I'm trying to see how I'm gonna remove the paper without like ripping the net, because I don't want to mess anything up. So now I'm gonna remove this. So now you see like I have the little like pleats. Like when you just, all you do is like you start from the top, sew a little bit, make a fold, sew, pinch, sew, pinch, sew, pinch, and I just did that. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Remove this. Oh, Oh no, it's so easy. Oh, it's actually so easy. Like, you just hold your first knot and just pull. But I want it to be perfect because this net is black, but the paper is white. I'm gonna take like the time out to like remove it, but you can see you get the overall gist. It's actually not hard. Let me do this one. Okay, so now I have my organza. I just pressed it. I'm gonna cut out strips of 9 inches based off of the little video tutorial that I saw on this. Oh my gosh, already. 9 inches. And then once I cut out the strips, I'm gonna cut out 9 inches each, and then like all the way down to the end, starting at my selvage to my other selvage. So 9 inches, that should give me about 6 strips. Then I'm gonna fold them in half, sew it, hold the thread to make the ruffle, and then put it on the bottom of the sleeve. So yeah, so I sewed all of them in half. Now I'm just like pulling it through to make the ruffles. I did like 2 already. They look like this. I decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like fold these in half because these are just really long for me to like just pull them all the way. So I'm gonna fold these in half, and it's the perfect length for my like wrist. This way, instead of 2 layers, it'll be 4 layers. Really poofy, pretty like this. And then it's like having a scrunchie on your wrist, like a cute poofy scrunchie. Like, it will look something like that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you made it this far. I don't think I said that already. So like, I pull it through, and you want to be careful not to break the thread. This is my first time doing this, you guys. I look at my sewing and, you know, fashion designing as a science, not even an art, because you know I'm a scientist. I'm a pharmacist turned fashion designer, pharmacist turned fashion entrepreneur. I see the science behind all of this. I look at all of these dresses that I make and like projects as science experiments. Oh, if I do this and do that, what's the outcome gonna be? So I really like this. I really like it a lot. It's a great way, you know, it's a great creative outlet, you know, for someone like me. I think everybody should have a way that they, you know, express themselves creatively, whether it's through music, reading, writing, journaling, coloring, painting, sewing, you know, do something that, you know, pushes you creatively. Everybody has a creative side to them, no matter how scientific you are. I always thought that I didn't have that, but look, I have it. Okay, so I did one sleeve. Here's what she's looking like. Here's the top, here's the bottom. It's so cute. Look. I don't know if it's translating on camera, but it is so cute, you guys. So let me show you how I made it. So I took one of my strands. I took one of them. Well, for both of these, I'm going to fold them in half. And then along where I have it selvaged, or along these 2 edges, I'm going to fold these in half first. Because remember, the one I'm doing, I'm folding it in half. Like, I'm doubling mine up and then putting it on the wrist. If you're not, then you won't need to do this step. But I'm folding it in half, like here. And then I'm placing one at the bottom. So here's my wrist area. Here's my wrist. Here's where I'm starting. I'm going to put it like this. The first one will go like this, where the seam is going up towards the shoulder. The second one will go down towards the hand. And then I do a top stitch at the top one just to make it lay flat. So let me make sure everything is smooth. I'm so gonna use this method again. It's so cute. Ooh, sorry, camera. I finished the top layer. Here's what it looks like. You see how it's like split open like this? This is why we're gonna do a top stitch. Where are you? Oh no. You see how it's open like this? And now you can see the 2 seams coming out, if you can see that. that is why we're going to do a top stitch to keep this top layer down so that it's not, you know, opening up. Hey everybody, today, am I in focus? Okay, today is the D-Day. I already got my contacts in. You see that? Sip the Hazel just for Kira. Shameless plug. Not sponsored. But anyways, today is a big day. Today's November 1st. It is 6:40 p.m. I just got home from work. Here's what we're looking at so far. No, it's not done yet. I put it on here. I was able to finish the sleeves today. This process just took way longer than I thought. It always takes way longer than I thought. I wanted to do this during my break at work, but I realized I did it wrong. Like, I did this part down here and it should have been up here. So I had to remove everything and I repinned everything in place. I think I'm going to lift this up a little higher. I'm going to lift this up a little bit higher and pin everything in place, quickly stitch it. I'm going to hand stitch everything. It's really easy to do. I'm probably just going to do like around the edges. I think if I just do around the edges, that should be fine. I won't need to like stitch anything in the middle of the applique. This is my first time doing this, but I'm gonna pin it where I want it to sit. And then yeah, that's it. Did you guys see it? I put the necklace on it just to see how it's gonna look because I didn't do anything to the neck. I wanted to do like a little like mesh collar, but I think it's too late for that. So I'm gonna put this necklace on to like, you know, cover it up. Here's what the back is looking like. I'm pretty sure I showed this yesterday. I put the hook and eye closures up top here. So once I finish that, this dress will be complete. You guys will see the final look. I might throw in some clips of the party because I have a feeling it's going to be fun. Am I in focus? I can't tell. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far. So much has happened. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where I left off on this video, but let me hurry up and get back to work. I'm going to show you guys the final look at this. But yeah. So like the way I'm doing it, you want to make sure that like you're threading in between the details of the applique so that the thread doesn't show. And I'm like going like under everything, pulling it out over. And you don't want to do it through the body, just through like the main fabric, not through the lining. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do like the main body first and then do this top part. So here we are. This is the final look. Let me show y'all. The thing fell off. It fell off, but yeah, here we are.